Hello from a very tiny cabin in Wisconsin. My oven is ready. I thought it would be fun to show you guys what I cook for my family while we're here for a couple of days. So I can give you a cabin tour at some point, but it is 7:30 on the night that we just got here and everybody's pretty hungry. I just got back from the grocery store and grabbed a couple of things. Tonight I am just kind of making some quick things because we're all hungry. Literally the closest grocery store to here is like 20 minutes away. There's nothing to like go out to eat here. There's no delivery, Uber Eats, anything like that. So we're just eating here probably for the time that we're here, which is 4 days. So we decided for our family vacation this summer to go somewhere where we could drive because we wanted to be able to take our dogs with us. So we found this cabin in Ferryville, Wisconsin. It was awesome. This is probably one of the nicest Airbnbs, let alone nicest cabins I have ever stayed in. It was actually an 11-acre property, and as you can see, it had a hot tub, a screened-in porch. I sat out there with my coffee several mornings, and it had, you know, a yard big enough that the dogs could run around and play without us having to worry about them running out into traffic. The inside of the cabin was also super beautiful. All the amenities you could ever imagine. I really wanted to make sure that it had a great kitchen as well because I knew I would be cooking a lot while we were there. This particular location was probably 20 minutes away from the nearest grocery store or restaurant, and so it's not like we were going to be leaving all the time to go out and eat. But I highly recommend this place if you guys are ever in or around Wisconsin. I can actually link the Airbnb listing down below. I really don't have anything negative to say about it. As you can see, the bedrooms are in a loft style. So there's 2 twin beds and then there's 1 queen size bed with awesome views. You will probably wake up a little bit early because there are no shades on the windows, but the bathroom was really nice too. Hot shower with really good water pressure. And the other thing I really liked is that there was a washer and dryer. So we were able to do some laundry while there as well. So I did bring some chicken nuggets from home. I did obviously bring some food from home so that we didn't have to buy a ton of stuff, but these are the Foster Farms nuggets. So I'm gonna slide those in. And then when we went to the store, Kira picked out some cream cheese wontons, so I'm gonna put those in there also. I also baked some chocolate chip cookies at home, so I brought those. And then this is the sauce that goes with the wontons. I think I'm gonna make myself a salad. This is a chopped salad kit that I just grabbed at the grocery store. And then Adam said he wants some of this ham salad. And then we've got chips, veggie straws, crackers, things like that. Okay, so when Kira and I went to the grocery store, I found this Lansing sandwich spread. I always think it's super fun to just, you know, try local foods when you're in the area. And this was like a ham salad, which Adam loves ham salad. This one was a little bit sweeter than I thought it was going to be, but I also had it for a snack the following day on some crackers, and it was pretty good. My daughter Kira can't go anywhere without her cheese, and the grocery store we stopped at was small enough that they really did not have a huge selection of cheese sticks at all. In fact, they didn't have any sharp cheddar cheese sticks, so I cut some up on my own. She wanted some cream cheese wontons, obviously, so I cooked those along with the chicken nuggets, and then I set out some cheese curds that we got. I brought a big tray of veggies and ranch from home, some veggie fries, and then there's the cheese I cut up. The veggies I brought were broccoli, cauliflower, and peppers, so we had those to kind of munch on as well. And then for myself, this bagged salad, it was funny, it was actually the only bagged salad to choose from in the whole grocery store. I think this was the sweet onion one. It was pretty good. I've never had it before. So I ate half of that for dinner. I put it in a bowl and I just put half the toppings on, half the dressing. And then I know this is probably going to sound weird, but I did chop up some chicken nuggets and add them to the salad, kind of like a crispy chicken salad type meal, but it was actually pretty good. I actually cut up some cheese curds that we got at the grocery store. They were local and put those in there as well. So definitely a hodgepodge dinner, but it was still really good. So one thing that really saved me on this trip was that I was able to bring some Green Chef meals with me, and thank you to Green Chef for sponsoring this video. You guys know they have been a long time sponsor of my channel, so I am super grateful to them and for you guys for always supporting me when I post sponsored content. But if you're not familiar with Green Chef, they are a certified organic meal kit company, and they provide delicious, nutritionist approved recipes and clean ingredients to support a healthy lifestyle. Green Chef really helps me eat clean and live a healthy lifestyle. Their ingredients come pre-portioned and often pre-prepped, super convenient and delivered to your door. I honestly use Green Chef all the time for my meals at home, but I can't tell you how convenient it was to be able to pack up a bag of Green Chef and just know that all of the ingredients were already in there. This morning I am making a breakfast meal, which is kind of newer to Green Chef, but this is the second one I've tried, and you guys, their breakfast meals are delicious. I highly, highly recommend them. This one was kind of like an avocado crema toast, and I knew that Connor, my son, would love it because he absolutely loves avocado toast. This did not take me long to prep at all, and since I knew there was already going to be oil, salt, and pepper at the cabin, I knew that I had everything that I needed to make this part of our breakfast. One of the things I really love about Green Chef as well is that eating well doesn't have to be boring. They have really kind of like exciting, flavorful meals that are made nutritious, and you can try new flavors and new flavor combinations without having to buy expensive ingredients from the grocery store. So whether you want to try Green Chef at home just to make healthy eating easier, or you want to have your Green Chef box delivered to where you're staying on vacation, or even take it with you, I highly recommend it. Green Chef is actually giving my viewers 50% off plus free shipping. You can use my code JenChapin50 to get that awesome deal. You can go to greenchef.com for more details. You can also check out the link in the description box or tap the screen right here. Once again, the code is JenChapin50 to get 50% off plus free shipping. Definitely take advantage of this. It's an awesome deal. Okay, so you guys know I could not go anywhere without my coffee. I did bring some coffee with me from home, and thankfully they had a coffee maker there because there is no Starbucks around here. So I was able to make coffee for Adam and I each morning, and I brought some cream from home. It was really, really good. All right, I'm just sitting out here with my breakfast. I love this screened-in porch that they have here. Of course, we have the hot tub. The kids have already been in that this morning, but I made myself some of the avocado toast from Green Chef. I didn't put any egg on mine. I just used the avocado and the scallions and the tomato, lime juice, put some bacon on there. Super good. I love that combo. And then I'm eating the rest of the hash browns I cooked with some melted cheese. So it was definitely kind of like a hodgepodge breakfast. Adam had some biscuits. I brought some leftover gravy and hash browns, and I gave him the 2 eggs from the other eggs in the Green Chef box, and I cooked some bacon. And then Connor he loves avocado toast, so I made that for him with a side of hash browns. Kira does not like breakfast food, so she is currently eating Hot Pockets for breakfast. And then of course I'm having the hash browns and the avocado toast. But I really love to like cook when we're on vacation at an Airbnb. I don't know, it's just like kind of relaxing to me in a weird way. So I'm not quite sure. I think we're gonna eat lunch here, and then it's supposed to rain, so I'm not sure if we're gonna go out and eat something tonight or eat here. I know we want to grill out one night while we're here and do s'mores and stuff like that because they have a fire pit. But we'll see kind of how it works out. All right, so we are moving on to Sunday dinner. For lunch on this day, we actually just snacked on some stuff that we had on hand. But I asked everyone what they wanted for dinner, and we decided on chicken Alfredo. So we did go to Prairie du Chien to go to Cabela's. Adam did want to go there, and while we were there, we stopped at a Piggly Wiggly, which the kids have never been to a Piggly Wiggly before. They thought that was funny. So we did get these cheesy garlic breadsticks, which you bake right in the pan. Those were definitely pretty good. We had those as kind of an appetizer. And then I boiled a big pot of water and put my fettuccine in there. I was so impressed with the amount of pots and pans that this place had. I've stayed in Airbnbs before that haven't always had the best equipment for cooking, so this was definitely a pleasant surprise. And then one of my favorite ways to make Alfredo is just to buy the Knorr packets of Alfredo. You just mix them with some milk and a little bit of butter. They're super easy, and although it's not super authentic, they taste really good and my kids like it. So I went ahead and cooked that slowly on the other burner while I was boiling the pasta. They also had a charcoal grill there, so Adam was able to grill the chicken on the grill, which was really nice, and he was doing that while I was kind of assembling the rest of the meal. We just got some pre-marinated like lemon pepper chicken at the store, and it turned out really, really good. I just kind of cut it up after he brought it inside, after I let it rest for a little bit, and then we served the fettuccine Alfredo in bowls with the sauce over top and some grilled chicken on there. I also got a Caesar salad kit, so we had that on the side. And then I had mine on a salad. I did have a small bowl of pasta on the side, but my chicken Caesar salad was delicious. Okay, so Monday morning for breakfast, we did buy things at the grocery store so that I could make some pancakes and sausage and hash browns. So I'm just starting out the hash browns in a skillet with a little bit of butter and some olive oil. They did have like olive oil, coconut oil, salt and pepper on hand, so that was super convenient. I didn't have to buy those things. I've honestly stayed at Airbnbs before where they didn't even have salt and pepper in the kitchen, which I always think is weird, but it's always kind of a pleasant surprise when you can find those things. They also had a griddle, so I was able to cook the sausage and the pancakes on that. One thing I will say is that I am definitely not used to cooking on an electric stove. You guys that watch me know that I have a gas stove at home, which I absolutely love. I love cooking on a gas stove, so it's always kind of different for me to cook on an electric stove, but I finally got the hang of it. And then of course I got some half and half because I only brought cream with me for our coffee, and we had some good coffee on this particular morning as well. Connor really wanted pancakes, so we just got some of the complete pancake mix, and I was able to whip that up with just some water. Whenever we're staying somewhere, you know, obviously we were able to bring the extra food home with us because we were driving, which I did do, but you know, we've stayed at Airbnbs before. Like Adam and I went to Colorado last year, and it's kind of hard not to buy a lot of extra things and waste your money, especially when you can't take it home. So that's why, like I was telling you, you know, bringing the Green Chef was so convenient. But the pancakes turned out really good, so I stacked them up on a plate with some butter, and then I warmed up some syrup in the microwave and poured it over the pancakes. Delicious. So this is what Adam had. He had some pancakes with eggs, sausage, and hash browns, and then the kids did sleep in a little bit this morning. So while they were sleeping in, I did wash up some fruit that we got at the grocery store. I didn't want to buy too much because obviously I didn't want to have to haul too many things home with us. So I rinsed off these berries in a colander, and then once Connor woke up, he had some pancakes with some fruit on the side. This was definitely a perfect breakfast, and Adam was joking with me that I wasn't really on vacation because I was still cooking everything for everyone, which, like, fair, right? But on Monday we also decided to go out for lunch, so it was kind of difficult to find a place nearby, but we found this place called Shep's in Lansing, Iowa, which is right across the Wisconsin border on the river, and this was actually like a hole-in-the-wall place that was so good. I got fish and fries and coleslaw, and even though it was a hole-in-the-wall, the service was delightful and the food was really good. Okay, so this was our last night there at the cabin, and so we wanted to kind of grill out and have a traditional sort of hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill. So we did get some burger patties at the store, just 2 for Adam and I. And then I also picked up this Cabela's blackened seasoning when we were there the day before, and at first I thought this is going to be weird on burgers, but it actually turned out really good. It gave it a lot of seasoning and a good spice. So I just kind of flattened the patties out a little bit more and made sure that they were formed together. And then I sprinkled each side of those with that blackened seasoning from Cabela's. I actually got this to bring home as well because I want to try and use it on some salmon in the air fryer. And then obviously the kids wanted hot dogs. So we grilled up some hot dogs, or actually Adam grilled up some hot dogs in addition to the burgers. So for sides for this meal, we got some chips, and the kids wanted mac and cheese, and I brought some corn on the cob, and then I also brought a watermelon with us. This was just a small watermelon, so it was perfect to bring with us. I put it in the fridge overnight so it was nice and cold, and then I just cut this up. I was gonna cut it into wedges, but then I just decided to basically cut all of the rind off and put it in a big bowl so everyone could eat it. And I was able to take the leftover strawberries and blackberries that we had from breakfast and add it to this as well. But I was really happy with how this meal turned out, because it was basically just like, you know, a backyard barbecue, just like you would have at home. Adam actually brought some tahini also to sprinkle on his watermelon, because that's how he likes it. But this was actually a pretty decent mini watermelon. I boiled a big pot of water and then salted it. And like I said, I brought some corn on the cob from home, so I was able to add that to the boiling water. And we had picked up some butter at the grocery store, so we had that as well. And of course we had buns and everything for the burgers and the hot dogs. And then the kids, like I said, wanted mac and cheese. Kira always likes mac and cheese with her with her hot dogs. So, you know, we had to have a fight at the grocery store between all of us about what brand of mac and cheese to get. So we just ended up getting the Kraft mac and cheese. But I boiled the corn for about 8 minutes, and then while that was cooking, I sliced up some tomatoes. I always like to slice up tomatoes when we have burgers, because obviously you can eat them on the burger, but then normally I'll put them on a plate and I'll sprinkle them with salt and pepper so we can have some kind of on the side as well if anyone wants to eat them plain. So I drained the macaroni for the mac and cheese. Like I said, we just went with the good old Kraft cheese powder mac and cheese that you make with the butter and the milk. I honestly prefer like shells and cheese to Kraft mac and cheese. I don't know. What do you guys prefer? I mean, honestly, I'll eat any kind of mac and cheese, but this is what was won over at the grocery store. Unfortunately, I did not have a chance to get a shot of Adam and I's cheeseburgers before we fixed them and ate them, but this is what we had for dinner. So we had the grilled hot dogs. I got some cheese out for the burgers that Adam and I had that I didn't film or forgot to film. We also had some mayo, some relish, ketchup. We had our watermelon, tomatoes. Connor picked out some sweet pickles at the store. I didn't even realize that he liked those, but he does. Obviously our mac and cheese, and then I did add some butter to the corn on the cob, and of course Kira had to have her wontons on the side. So that was everything I cooked on this vacation. Honestly, we had a lot of fun just kind of hanging out as a family. Don't forget to check out Green Chef. You guys are going to get 50% off plus free shipping with that link below. So if you want to check that out, please go ahead and do so, and you can watch this video next.